All right. I thank you, everyone. Thank you. Please sit down. I never dreamed when I was growing up, seeing Ben Carson. I read his books. He's such an inspiring that he would be my warm-up act. This is incredible to me that you would be so gracious to me. So I'm thankful for that. This room, I come in here annually, and I get fortified. You all give me strength. And a reminder of what Martin Luther King said so profoundly, that we are all caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a common garment of destiny, that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. We are united by something. Humanity is united by common principles and common ideals and common virtues. That in the country of Iran right now, they know the sweet taste of freedom and liberty and treasure it like Americans do. They are appalled by the darkness of tyranny like Americans are. We are bound by this larger sacred journey of God's children towards that high ideal of freedom, justice, and loving your neighbor. And so walking in here, in a room full of Americans who understand the urgency that we are called by something uniting. In a time of left and right, where deepening divisions happening in this country, this room unites people. You have Democrats and Republicans, noble Americans who may have different political parties, but share that commitment, that common commitment to love. A colleague of mine, my colleague Andy Kim, who is a Korean-American. His parents escaped tyranny to come to this nation. He gave his maiden speech this week, and he pointed to the words above the presiding chair in the Senate. And the words over that head are words we all know. They're e pluribus unum, from many one. And he said, he found something incomplete about that statement. That phrase doesn't have a verb. It's not actually necessarily a complete sentence. And so here is this new senator to the Senate that decided to do research that I'm embarrassed with multiple degrees. As my father said, boy, you got more degrees in the month of July, but you ain't hot. He actually went back and did the research. Where does that phrase originate from? And found that it was from Cicero. And he found out that it was part of a longer sentence that is a call of all the Abrahamic faiths. It says, we must love one another. We must love our neighbor so that from the many there is one. That the verb that was missing is that commandment to love. I draw so much inspiration, not just from Iranian-Americans who are such a pivotal part of the fabric of America. I'm drawing strength and inspiration from the Iranian people right now, who do not reflect in any way the tyranny of a regime bent on darkness and destruction. The Iranian people are showing such resolve, such resilience. They are showing this grit and determination to be free. God, it is people yearning to be free. My heritage as an African American, it's a people yearning to be free. My heritage as an American with European roots too, it's a people yearning to be free. I come here every year and I think I'm going to try to share some inspiration and reaffirm my commitment to a free Iran. But what you all do is you inspire me to deepen that commitment to this struggle. As I stand here before one of my former colleagues and friends, I want you to know that we stand shoulder to shoulder in the Senate in our commitment to a free Iran and to the liberation of the people of that great nation with that great history. I end with this. It is not easy. In my wife's faith, she's Jewish, they always have this saying, next year in Jerusalem, when they celebrate different events. And we come back here every year with this commitment that we will have a free Iran and hope that it's this year. It takes something to stay committed to a goal. It reminds me of generations of slaves in this country who still believed in the ideals of freedom. I want to share just this moment of American history that's one of my favorite. It's after President Lincoln finishes his second inaugural address, and he says, "With malice towards none, with charity towards all." You all know this phrase. And he finishes his great speech, and he goes back to a reception, and there was a black man who was in the reception, who almost didn't get in because this was a time that many people felt that a black person shouldn't be allowed in there. The police officer at the door tried to stop him from coming in. He insisted, and it was another person that saw this black man, saw who he was able to get him into the reception. So picture a room like this, crowded with people, this tall president, still our tallest president ever, towering above everybody, sticking out, and he sees the only black person there, and he yells intentionally so everybody can hear, "There is my friend." And he goes over to his friend. As people are pulling at the president, trying to get his attention, he makes a big display out of the fact that he's going to his friend, to his equal brother, and he has a question. I want to know, he says to this black man, what you thought of my speech. What did you think of my speech? And the black man, regal in stature, humble in nature, looks at him and says, "Mr. President, you should attend to your guests." And he waves him off. He goes, "No, my friend, I want to know what you thought of my speech." Now, this would be the last time in American history these two great Americans would ever speak to each other. As you know, Lincoln would soon be assassinated. This is the last words they exchanged. Lincoln stood there, the President of the United States of America, amidst a difficult time, a time of pain and destruction, a time of hurt, and looked at this man, a former slave, by the name of Frederick Douglass. And Frederick Douglass takes a deep breath and looks at the President of the United States, and he says, "Mr. President, it was a sacred effort, a sacred effort." My friends, what we are gathered here together for today is a sacred effort. In the history of humanity, there is no greater urgency than freedom, and no greater path to it than love. Love is not saccharine, it's not sentimentality, it's not a feeling. Love is service, love is sacrifice, love is commitment. It is a sacred call, and I am grateful. Thank you.